And this is Hollywood. And we're here. This is the old Desilu Studios, now Red Studios, and prior to that, prior to Desilu, it was the Metro Studios before they merged with Goldwyn, which was MGM.
Desilu Productions was an American television company founded and co-owned by husband and wife Desi Arnaz and Lucille Ball. The company is best known for such hits as I Love Lucy and The Lucy Show, The Untouchables, Mission Impossible, and Star Trek. It was founded in 1950 and headquartered in Los Angeles, right here on 846 Cahuenga Street. It was created to produce Desi Arnaz and Lucille Ball's vaudeville act as a television series and sell it to Columbia Broadcasting System, CBS. Executives Arnaz and Ball wanted to adapt Ball's CBS radio series, My Favorite Husband, to television. The television project eventually became I Love Lucy. During the show's first few months, Desilu rented space at General Service Studios, now the Sunset Las Palmas Studios at Santa Monica Boulevard and North La Palmas Avenue. They used Stage 2, which was named Desilu Playhouse. On the old studios, they added a special entrance at 6633 Romaine Street on the south side of the lot to allow access. Now, Lucille Ball's contribution was more on the artistic side. She was skilled at proposing new programs that were popular to broad audiences and successful. Both the original broadcast and syndication reruns. Before starring in I Love Lucy, she starred in many B-movies and had a good idea of what television audiences wanted. She improved original production concepts such as The Untouchables and Star Trek for development into broadcast series, assessing how the public would enjoy them and their potential long-term success. Now, the role of Desi's role in the production early success can be traced back to the unusual business style in his role to produce I Love Lucy. Example, lacking formal business training, he knew nothing of amortization and often included all the costs incurred by the production into the first episode of a season rather than spreading them across the projected number of episodes in the year. As a result of the end of the season, episodes were nearly entirely paid for at preposterously low figures. Decades later, after the association of the Desilu Productions and the end of the original series, Desi approved the development of some series have achieved enduring success and in some cases redevelopment into feature-length movies, franchises, their own right. Example, The Untouchables, Star Trek, and Mission Impossible. During this time, most broadcast live markets were in New York. The rest of the country received only images derived from kinescopes. Carl Friend, the cameraman on I Love Lucy, and Arnaz himself have been credited with the development of the linked multi-film camera set up using adjacent sets in front of a live audience that became the standard production method for situation comedy. The use of film enabled every station around the country to broadcast high-quality images of the show. Arnaz was told it was impossible to allow an audience onto a soundstage, but he worked with Fringe to design sets that accommodated audiences, allowed filming, and adhered to fire, health, and safety codes. Network executives considered the use of film an unnecessary extravagance. Arnaz persuaded them to allow Desilu to cover all additional costs associated with filming rather than broadcasting live under the stipulation that Desilu owned and controlled all rights to the film, prints, and negatives. Arnaz's unprecedented arrangement is widely considered to be one of the most shrewdest deals in television history. As a result of this foresight, Desilu repeated his profits from all reruns of the series. During the earlier years, Desilu soon outgrew the first space, and in 1954 bought the studio, the motion picture set on Cahuenga Boulevard in Hollywood, which is now Red Studios, where most of our Lucy episodes were produced. By 1957, the company bought the RKO Pictures production facilities for $6 million from General Tire and Rubber, including RKO's main facility on Gower Street in Hollywood. The RKO's path lot grew Culver Cities. In Culver City, this purchase included 40 acres of bat lot where exteriors for Mayberry were filmed. These acquisitions gave the Ball Owners TV empire a total of 33 sound stages, 4 more than Metro-Goldwyn-Mayer, and 11 more than 20th Century Fox in 1957. The studio's initial attempt to become involved in film production was the film Forever Darling 1956 on Alan Ball's, following up their highly successful MGM release, The Long Long Trailer 1954. A selfish failure, it was produced at Desilu but under the banner of Desilu Productions, are now spelled backwards. Most subsequent attempts to bring projects in aborted until Yours, Mine, and Ours in 1968 with Ball and Henry Fonda. This film was a critical and financial success.
Thank you, Ed. Thank you to the filmmakers
and
who
Desi
decided that the
Arnaz
good wasn't
basically
good
owned Hollywood during the golden age, brought a lot of profits, but what Hollywood is, the studios are still standing. A lot of the studios owned by new companies such as Red Studios, the Sunset Bronson Studios, the Culver Studios in Culver City. There is aerial footage of the actual Desilu Studios that after he purchased the building, he himself is going over and he's talking to the helicopter pilot about exactly what was the studios here at the Cahuenga Studios, Desilu Studios.
Slot D over here. There's even where you can hear Desilu going over and explaining it. Between Waring Let's cross over so we can all part of the Red Studios.
Now, some of the shows that was filmed here was the Dick Van Dyke Show, The Golden Girls, Who Framed Roger Rabbit. If you look at the entrance at the very beginning, you'll see that's the scene that they used for where he worked. And the Andy Griffith Show was also filmed there. Now, Desi Arnaz and Lucille Ball, they also own an apartment street down the street, which was where they hung out when they didn't go to their home over on Roxbury Drive. Now the studio, they also had two other studios. This is the Desilu Cahuenga studio. They also ended up with the Desilu Gower studio and then Desi Culver's City Studio, which was where Gone Was the Wind was one of the studios that was one of the movies that was filmed there.
One of the studios.
Good?
Okay. I gotta come over here. So this is the studio where they do the Masked Singer. Thank goodness I get up early in the morning.
Morning.
See, old Hollywood is still here. You just have to look for it.